What's going on, folks? Intergalactic Brew here. Real quick, want to do my UFC 153 Rio predictions. I know I'm late. Sorry about that. Kind of forgot about it. Kind of snuck up on me. But anyway, just to give y'all some quick predictions, right quick. Eric Silva versus John Fitch. This is basically going to be a striker versus grappler fight. Technically, even though Eric Silva does come from a jiu-jitsu background, he's not going to want to go to the ground with John Fitch. John Fitch is probably one of the best wrestlers at 170 pounds. So Eric Silva will definitely look to keep this fight standing, stuff John Fitch's takedowns, use good footwork, movement, and angles. I think he'll try to simulate what Johnny Hendricks did, use a lot of feints and set up the left hand and try to knock John Fitch out. The only way John Fitch wins this fight, I think, is if he comes forward and clinches with Eric Silva, presses him against the cage, dirty boxes him, and goes for takedowns and possibly submits him. But I really don't see that happening for some reason. I see Eric Silva being able to stuff every single one of his takedown attempts. I see him being a lot quicker. I see him using a lot of combinations, setting his combinations up with leg kicks, and eventually feigning and getting John Fitch to commit and landing an overhand right and putting John Fitch down. So I'm going to pick Eric Silva to win this fight by TKO, maybe I'd say second round. Next fight, co-main event, Dave Herman versus Minotauro Nogueira, Big Nog. Second time Big Nog fights in Brazil. He did really good last time. I didn't think he was going to win against Brendan Schaub the last time he was in Brazil. Brendan Schaub was much bigger and I think a little bit more powerful with his hands. So wow, that's a beautiful takedown there by Sergio Moraes. But anyway, I thought that Brendan Schaub was a lot more powerful and a lot bigger than Nogueira, and I thought the only way Nogueira wins that fight is if he uses his jiu-jitsu and submits Schaub. But surprisingly, he was able to knock Brendan Schaub out. He took a hell of a lot of punishment. Brendan Schaub was unloading with combinations on Nogueira, but Nogueira, with that lion of a spirit, he fought back and he continued to fight, and he was eventually able to find an opening, and he dropped Brendan Schaub with a beautiful right hook and sent the Brazilian crowd into a frenzy. And I expect the same vibe to be here tonight. Dave Herman, he has good striking, but his striking really hasn't impressed me that much. He tends to get kind of sloppy with his strikes and really doesn't put a lot of power behind them. The only way I really see him winning this fight is if he takes Nogueira down. Nogueira has had problems with wrestlers in the past, but at the same time he has been able to submit wrestlers too. But I think that's really the only way I could see Dave Herman winning this fight, is if he takes Nogueira down to the ground, gets on top, and maybe grounds and pounds and attempts a submission. But for the most part, I see Nogueira with every other edge in the fight. I think he's got better striking. I think his jiu-jitsu is a hell of a lot better than Dave Herman's. Matter of fact, I know it's better because Minotauro Nogueira is a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. I mean, Dave Herman's come out in the countdown and say he's looking to submit Nogueira, but he's not going to do that. He's not a fool. Any fool would try to submit Nogueira, but or try to submit Nogueira, but any smart guy would try to take this guy down, get on top of him, and pound away and try to get a TKO. That's what I suggest Dave Herman does, but For some reason, I don't see it happening. I underestimated Nogueira the last time he was in Brazil, so I say he makes it 2-0, and I can see Nogueira winning this fight again by a spectacular knockout. I'm gonna go like straight knockout, and the Brazilian crowd is gonna go into a frenzy again. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm picking Nogueira by KO. I say it happens like late in the second round. Wow, they are really battling here, y'all. If y'all are not watching the UFC 153 prelims, you need to tune in to FX right now and watch this. This is cool stuff. Brazilians know how to put it down on the pay-per-view. Let me just say that now. Anyway, going on to the main event. Stephan Bonnar, American Psycho, Anderson the Spider Silva. I mean, it's really not much to say here. Stephan Bonnar, if he gets the fight to the ground, he's got a chance. If he stays standing up, he's dead. And knowing from his nickname, the American Psycho, he will be stupid and try to stand with Anderson. And that's the main reason why Anderson is basically going to have a live sparring session, so to speak, and just toy with Stephan Bonnar. And when he decides to end the fight, he'll end the fight with a spectacular highlight reel strike and knock Stephan Bonnar out. That's what I actually think is going to happen. But what I would like to see happen is I would like to see Stephan Bonnar take Anderson Silva down to the ground. You know, either getting side control or either get on top and try the ground and pound, or either try to, you know, go for, I don't know, Americana from the top position, or either a Kimura of some sorts. I mean, I don't know. But Stephan Bonnar, if he expects to win this fight, which could happen, but for some reason I just don't think it is. But if it is going to happen, Stephan Bonnar is going to have to be fearless. He's going to have to be aggressive. He's going to have to pressure Anderson. Going to have to put him up against the fence. Pound on him with the dirty boxing, knees, whatever he needs to do to get him down. Anderson Silva's wrestling has been his Achilles heel in the past, and we've seen guys like Chael and Travis Lutter and Dan Henderson take advantage of it. So hopefully Stephan Bonnar has been studying those fights. But for some reason I think this is just going to be a stand-up fight, and Anderson's going to toy with him for maybe like the first round, if he lets him get past the first round. And then in the second round, I can see Anderson Silva saying, okay, screw this, knockout, the fight's over. So Anderson Silva by spectacular knockout. So there you have it. Just a little short here with the UFC 153 predictions. Like I said, they kind of snuck up on me. I kind of forgot about it anyway. But there they are. Better late than never. But I'm gonna finish checking out these prelims, and I'll catch y'all on the other side, man. 2 fingers.